Hello friends, welcome to the session. In last session, we learned how can we use React DevTools. So, and in this session, we will learn about different lifecycle component that a class component have in React. So, for that, let's remove all this. So, I will remove this. I will remove, and I will simply make one count here, count one, and I will bring that here this dot state dot count. So to increase this count, I will add one button. Let's say increase, and in on click I will make some method to change that count. So this should be this dot set state, this dot state dot count plus 1. So this should increment the count. So let's see what is happening here. So here is 1. Oh, I give direct count value. So this is basically object with count and this. Now let's see. So our code is working. So let's bring this all to center of the screen. It is pretty difficult to see there. So for that I will go in CSS and I will bring all to center. Let's close it. Let's see. So everything is in center now. So this is our counter. Let me open console. So we will see this class component going through different life cycle. So to do that, we will see three life cycles. So first is component did mount. So this is a life cycle method for this component, and this component did mount is also inherited from react.component base class. So what happen is whenever this counter component get mounted initially, then this component did mount method get called. So in here let's console.log count here counter mounted. So let's see. So we see counter mounted, right? And after I change this count, it is not changed because this component did mount only invoked once whenever this component is mounted on the screen, and on successive re-render it do not invoke, it just invoke in first render. So another is component did update. So what happened in component did update is whenever component updated re-rendered, then it get invoked. So let's see what happens. So in we have now counter mounted, right? So, but whenever I increase this counter, the counter goes updated. That component did update get invoked. So this is component did update. So in inside here we can check which component get updated, and inside here this component did mount is mostly used for doing API calls, because whenever the component get mounted, then the API related to this component we will fetch that from here, and we will store the result of the API inside state and show in our component. And component did mount is used for API calls, and component did update is used for doing something based on component change that is dependent on what you want to do and your logic itself. So next lifecycle method is component will on mount. So what this component will on mount does is whenever this component is going to be destroyed from the screen, or we are going out of this component, then just before getting destroyed, this component invoke this component will on mount method. So let's see console.log unmounted. So now this will not be shown because this component is mounted and it is not getting unmounted, right? But we can do some logic in app. So let's see, let's make a state and let's show counter. So this should be class component, class app extends react dot component, and this is state. Now before return there should be render, and this render can return this. So here is our state and here is our counter. So this counter is only shown if state.showCounter is true. So whenever this show counter is false, this counter get destroyed. So to destroy that, let's make a button here and toggle count counter. Let's give it toggle counter. So on click we will bind certain method, and in method we will write this dot set state, and inside set state we will write show counter dot this dot state dot show counter, and we will add not inside, not in front of this. So this should toggle our counter. So let's see. Oh, the error is that we cannot use it like this. We should give it that. So our counter is here. Let's see the console. So counter is mounted, and whenever I do this, counter getting updated, but when I hit toggle counter, the component get unmounted, component get removed, and component will unmount is working fine. And whenever I again toggle, then component again get mounted. Whenever I toggle, it get unmounted, mounted, unmounted. And the purpose of using this on mount is sometime the counter class or whatever component we make will be listening to certain streams or listening to certain event that will change or not, and in that case if we leave that in listening state, then that will cause memory leaks in the system. So we will unsubscribe to those listener events. In this component will unmount state, unmount life cycle method. So that's the life cycle method we use pretty much in React. There are few other as well. You can check out those by yourself. It is given in React documentation. So that's all for this session, and in next session we will learn about functional component and how can we maintain states inside functional component, and we will see lifecycle method inside functional component as well. So thank you for watching.